What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we are going to react to Joe Schoen and his pre-draft press conference that just went down. I thought what he said had a lot of substance to it. Maybe a little bit of a smokescreen, but overall, I thought there was a lot of things to take away from Joe Schoen speaking to the media really for the final time before we get to round one, as we are a week away. I'm excited. I know you are. Hit that thumbs up icon for me if you're ready for the NFL draft. First off, GM Joe Schoen on Daniel Jones. The expectation is for him to be our starter. I still have a lot of confidence in him. I don't believe that last sentence to be true, because if you did, you wouldn't have Jaden Daniels, Drake May, every top quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, Spencer Rattler, Bo Nix, all in for top 30 visits. You wouldn't be doing the homework that you have on the quarterback position if you still had a lot of confidence in him. I think it is true that the expectation is for him to be the starter, because right now, there is no other quarterback that should start over him, even though I do think it should be Drew Lock, on this roster. So the expectation, as the Giants are currently constructed, is true that Daniel Jones should be the starter. But that buzzword, expectation, has been thrown around quite a lot this offseason for Mr. Schoen. He also said he would be comfortable going into the season with Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito as their three quarterbacks. I mean, what is he going to say? No, we have to go out and get a quarterback? No, you don't want to show your cards. Keep them close to the vest. I think Schoen has done an excellent job of that, considering he has three longtime Giants beat reporters all reporting that three different quarterbacks are the player that they want to select. Let's dive into some takeaways. Joe said that the draft board will be set by tomorrow or this weekend. And look, one thing that I've taken away since Schoen has been the general manager of this football team is I go back to the 2022 NFL draft when he talked about with the 5th and 7th pick, we only need 7 players that we love. And with the Giants picking number 6, you only got to love 6 players, and you're guaranteed to get one of those 6 players. And I think they will. I think a blue chip player and a blue chip prospect with an extremely high ceiling will be wearing a New York Giants draft hat next Thursday. Here is my big board when it comes to the top 6. I have Caleb Williams, number 1. Easiest of evaluation of the whole entire draft process. I've got Marvin Harrison, number 2. Joe Alt, number 3. Drake May, number 4. Malik Nabers, LSU wide receiver, number 5. And Jaden Daniels, number 6. If the Giants are able to walk away with any of these 6 players at pick number 6, it'll be an A-plus pick for me, and we'll be partying on the channel. I also would be very happy if Rome Odunze was the pick. I got him as number 7 on my big board. And I'm not going to lie to you. If they select J.J. McCarthy, I'll be a little bit happy about that as well, because we'll have new blood at that quarterback position. Who do you want the Giants to pick, though, at number 6? We're running out of days. We're running out of time. So let me know. Who do you want to be wearing a Giants draft hat at number 6? Another takeaway I had was Joe Schoen made it pretty clear that he does not think a top 3 trade will happen from now until draft day. He believes that if there is one to happen, it will be a draft day trade. And that's kind of exactly what I think. I really don't think it makes any sense to do a trade prior to the draft unless you are getting up to number 3. If you get up to number 3 with the Patriots, that is fine. But the last thing you want to do is trade up with the Cardinals at 4, and the 3 quarterbacks you want get taken there. So agreed with Schoen, and I expect that to happen. I don't expect any shakeup inside the top 3 to happen until Thursday gets rolling and the Chicago Bears are on the clock. My number 3 takeaway, and this is really my number 1 takeaway. I don't know if this is a smoke screen. I don't know if Joe Schoen is just fibbing a little bit, but he said he's received a lot of interest in pick number 6. Multiple teams have called the New York Giants, trying to get them to trade down so they could trade up and move to number 6 overall. Feels a little like smoke screen to me. I think trying to prove to other teams that people want to come up and move up to 6. Maybe the Minnesota Vikings convince them, so then they move up, and then maybe MHJ falls down. Very interesting to me that Joe Schoen would say that to the media as we are a week away from the NFL draft. My overall take on if the Giants should trade down is I'm only trading down from number 6 if I am getting a future first-round pick, or if I am getting an extra first-round pick. Example, you get pick 11 and pick 23 from the Minnesota Vikings, or you get a first-round pick for 2025, so you can use that to pair with your current pick in 2025 to package those together to move up and select your franchise quarterback. Honestly, I don't want to trade down because I think you can get a player that might just be wearing a gold jacket at pick number 6. I'm not so sure you can do that at 11, and if you can, the odds are a whole lot lower. I still have a little bit of regret and just worry. I'm worried a little bit, and I'm kind of scared about trading down, considering the Giants had the opportunity to select Micah Parsons and Rashawn Slater, and they traded down to get Kadarius Toney. If there's a blue chip prospect looking you in the face, make the pick and let's go party in the green room. We'll talk more Giants reactions to Joe Schoen's press conference around the corner, but I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app, will match your first deposit up to $100. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply choose more or less on their projected stat line. They've also already got some season-long lineups that you can create for the National Football League. They've got Brian Burns' sack total at 8.75. I'm taking the more on that. I think double-digit sacks are coming Burns' way. I think Justin Jefferson, he'll be grittying in the end zone more than 8.5 times, so I will select the more on that as well. And NBA playoffs are here, which means you can play Prize Picks pretty much every single day for the next month, as well as MLB and so many other sports. Check them out. It's a lot of fun. It makes games more interesting. Maybe you can win some big money. Turn your ball knowledge into some money. Let's go. Pick more, pick less, play Prize Picks. Support the show, support the sponsor. We love having Prize Picks here, and the only way we're going to be able to keep them is if you guys show love. So I kindly ask to go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS, and put $10 in your account and be a real one. Another takeaway I had was he thinks this is a deep wide receiver class, and maybe what he meant by that was guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Nabers, Rome Odunze, Brian Thomas Jr., and A.D. Mitchell. Maybe the first round is full, but the Giants have not had any mid-round, I'll say it even better. Outside of the top 3 wide receivers, the Giants have not held them on any top 30 visits. And top 30 visits are extremely important for Joe Schoen. You go back and look the last 2 years at players that have been on top 30 visits that ended up getting selected by the Giants. That includes Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Cordell Flott, Dane Belton, DJ Davidson, Deonte Banks, John Michael Schmitz, Jalen Hyatt, Trey Hawkins. 9 draft picks that the Giants have made in the last 2 years have been on top 30 visits. So you tell me it's a deep wide receiver class, but you didn't have anyone outside of Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Nabers, and Rome Odunze and on top 30 visits at that position. I think the Giants are drafting a receiver in round 1. Another takeaway I had was still nothing on Darren Waller. No timeline for Darren Waller is what Joe Schoen told the media today. And you know what? I'm starting to get a little bit pissed off about this. I can't believe a year ago I actually believed that Darren Waller was going to be an X factor for the Giants. I was hoodwinked. I was bamboozled. I was led astray. Tingus Pingus? You kidding me? Darren Waller. He's been a joke for about the last 3 years in the National Football League. If the Giants do want to cut Darren Waller prior to June 1, they will save $6.7 million and eat $7.3 million. I don't want them to cut him and make him a June 1st cut. I kind of want them to cut him and make him a post-June 1st cut. That saves $11.6 million in cap savings, and you can use that entire $11.5 million to sign your rookie draft class, which means the little money that you have right now, maybe you can go out and get a corner like Gilmore or Peterson or Xavier Howard. Another thing that really stood out to me was Joe Schoen was asked about Darius Slayton and him holding out from voluntary workouts and wanting a new long-term deal. He didn't seem all that motivated. It didn't seem like Joe Schoen was just itching to get Darius Slayton some new money. So, immediate reaction from what he said, I don't think a contract extension is coming for young Slay. So my top 5 takeaways. The draft board will be set this weekend. He doesn't think a top 3 trade will happen prior to the draft. He's received a lot of interest in trading down from number 6. He thinks it's a deep wide receiver class, but he's only had the top 3 guys in on top 30 visits, and still, no timeline. for Darren Waller. So I'm going to make a prediction here. Got to break it down into some percentages. I think there is a 50% chance that Malik Nabers will be the pick at number 6. I think there's a 30% chance that it is Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think it is a 20% chance that they either trade up or they select a QB at number 6. This is my percentage breakdown. What is yours? What will happen in round 1 for our New York Football Giants? Predict it. Let me know in the comments. And shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Video number 2 of the day. You guys are the best. Wouldn't be able to do it if you didn't show the continuous support that you did. So for me, everybody here at Chat Sports, we want to say thank you. We appreciate you. And let's go Big Blue.